Hello, my lovely Scorpios. I hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday, you. Thank you so much for being here with me. I am a Scorpio in 5 placements, so I definitely understand the trials and the lots of chaos and the people that we have to deal with along our journey. But remember, you are an empath and you're an empress or emperor. So just remember to keep that strength of who you are, and in mind be loving yourself more and more every day. Okay, so that as a reminder that this is a general read, that means the readings can change. This is for everybody in the world, so if you want something specific in your situation and clarity, please reach out to me at look down at the description box below. I have my email, and also the reading, it does end on the 31st. But if you want to go ahead and pay early, and then I could do it in April for you if that works. But I'll be glad to also send you a pre-recording if that's what you want to do. But really, for $35, I can see you face to face and kind of go into discussion. And if you ever had a reading with me, I could talk to you for an hour and a half, because I just love people. I love supporting you. I love helping you along your journey. And it's hard to go to family and friends and tell them the situation. Sometimes they understand, sometimes they don't. But I do want to help you on your healing. I do feel like this is my purpose in life, to help you get better in life. We all been through situations and hardships. So Scorpio, please hang in there, okay? So as we go through our reading, we don't know what's going to come out. I do feel the energies. I don't specifically look at the zodiac sign per se. But I do pull in the energies of what's supposed to be, okay? So if this is not your reading, please don't get mad at me. It's just, or make bad comments. It just means it's not your reading. But definitely check out my playlist, and you can see all the Scorpio readings there if you have missed any, and take a look at those. But again, thank you so much, Scorpios, and thank you to I met Chanel in Australia. Thank you, girl. Stay beautiful. And I look forward to seeing all the rest of you, Kevin and Brandon. I will see you soon. So anyway, I would want to give out shout out to those people, okay? All right, so let's get started on the reading. Hopefully it'll be a good one, but don't forget to give me that thumbs up. It does help me on the YouTube algorithm. And remember, I am only here on YouTube, Angel Guidance Tarot, okay? So if you see this somewhere else, on TikTok or Instagram, something like that, it's a fake channel. That is not me, okay? So let's get into our reading, Scorpio, and hopefully it'll come out a good one. But Scorpios, we are Scorpios. We just have to take. But remember, this is just a preparation, okay? Let me say that. I brought this up into one of my, I'm sorry, I just had to nose it. Somebody might be coming to see me. This is doesn't mean it happens right now, but it is. The way I look at readings, my reading specifically, is I'm preparing you and giving you an idea of what you can do, or what's coming up, or what you're dealing with right now. So I do give you that advice. So again, so Scorpios, thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up, and thank you so much for being here with me. So let's go ahead and see what our energies are going to say for us here, Scorpios. Angel guys, thank you for all the donations for my dogs. Thank you so much for letting me, take care of my animals. They eat better than I do. I promise you, with your donations, they eat a lot better than I do. One's under my foot right now, one is behind my chair. But thank you, Scorpios. Thank you for being beautiful, being a wonderful people that you are. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. You have the Four of Wands, Queen of Cups, the Temperance in reverse. Okay, let's see what the energies here. And I have to feel the energies as well, okay? So what I say to you, I'm feeling it inside me as well. My intuition, my feeling, or what you've been, what the message should be for you today on March 28th, I believe. So let's see here. Hope you're having a gorgeous day. Welcome to spring, new beginnings. Okay, and sometimes our energies here, Scorpio, it involves that other person or their feelings towards you. So let me see, that's what I'm feeling here. Yeah, you pull back on your love on here, Scorpios, or Scorpio. You pull back on the Queen of Cups energy here. You're holding that cup back, and from this some potential relationship, or you were in a relationship, somebody tested all your nerves. They really did. They tested every fiber in your being here. But this person's very impulsive, and this energy where you may have gotten into this energy, Scorpio, where you're stopped being a people pleaser, with that energy as well. You realize when you go in a relationship, you're going to have to be whole. And when I say whole, I mean that you're going to have to really love yourself. And that's what you have gotten drained out of your Empress energy and the Queen of Cups, so male or female here, okay? So I do feel like here there's the Four of Cups in reverse, but this person, I felt like, you realize this person was not for you. And this person turned around. I feel like their energy, they came in to meet you to nothing serious. And then they just kind of started thinking the possibilities with you. Now, this might be a new person, but I do feel like in your energy here, Scorpio, you don't even care if people reject you anymore. You're like, okay, let me go on my way. The Temperance is here is that person. Somebody here gets in a defense mood when you talk to them or you try to explain something to them about a relationship here, and you saw that this person could not, or they were not willing to commit to you or have a relationship with you, but at the same time, they may have told you that, but deep down, they really wanted a relationship with you. I know it's kind of weird, but anyway, this Four of Cups in reverse is showing that you're not no longer tolerating anything, but you have learned from a relationship here that you can't be impulsive. You're going to have to take your time. You're going to have to slow down. And how important it is to have inner peace here, because somebody that was in a relationship started stirring up the pot with you, trying to work on your self-esteem, working on your inner strength here. I do feel like they were kind of not even treating you right. Maybe it's unstabilizing this a little bit. So this person, whoever you were dealing with, and the Six of Wands was it wasn't working. It wasn't successful. It wasn't, they weren't doing their part. And I do feel like this person, but deep down they wanted a relationship with you. I'm really feeling that message. The Chariot here is saying, okay, well, you know what? But the good thing about you, Scorpio, is that you pull back on that love and you recognize for what it was. That this person was not serious with you. This person was playing games. This person was being defensive. This person may disappear on you when you had something to say to them. They couldn't communicate. All those things. But the Chariot is here saying forward movement here in a new direction. But also it can mean also with that Chariot, with the Magician here, you're going on in your own life here, Scorpio. I do feel like you're saying, you know what, I learned my lesson. I learned that people can be players. People can be, and it's okay if this relationship failed. Because it wasn't me who failed the relationship. It was this other person. So, but I feel like here you're manifesting, you're moving on because you recognize this person, whoever you were dealing with, was not right for you or was not for you. But whoever this King of Wands, the one who manifested you, they were manipulating. It does show here a breakup, a separation, but they do stalk you. They do watch you. And you are in the Eight of Swords here, coming out of that energy from this love-bombing person that had you in cycles, the Knights. Yeah, Knights are always somebody who wants to play with your feeling. There you are. They want to drain your energy, take your, they just, and that's the thing. People come in and you have all this energy, Scorpio, and you give it to them, and they love it. They suck it up like a sponge. And then they start acting crazy on you. They don't even come like, why can't they do the same? I need to ask, right? Why can't they just be like me? Why can't they just be normal with me? Not everybody's the empath. Not everybody's the Empress. Not everybody's divinely protected here. But whoever this person is, that very immature, emotionally, mentally, spiritually maybe, here's what they do want to come back and talk to you, but you feel like this is a whole waste of time of your time, and there's the devil itself. And there's another Knight. Okay, so if you're dealing with, and the one that didn't apologize, the one who tried to gaslight you, the one who tried to manipulate you, the one who made you unstable here, yeah, they still want to talk to you. They still think you're like number one in their book, but you're looking for your true person here. That's who you're looking for. You're the Empress, and you're looking for that Emperor. All right, you're looking for that whole person there, and this is really probably bothering this past person. That you're looking at something, you're recognizing like, okay, well, you definitely were not my soulmate, because if you were, I wouldn't have to go through all this. I wouldn't have to go through, teaching you how to treat me right. I would not have to go teach you how to be a man or be a good woman. I shouldn't have to teach you this. So you definitely pull back your energy because you felt like this person was really just taking advantage of you and playing. See how things change here on a dime, right? This energy, this person was just playing games and manipulating you. And you figured it out. You're not giving me the Four of Wands. You're not giving me a full relationship of emotional, mental, spiritual, financial stability. Four of Wands in reverse. So what do? You picked up your sticks and your wands, and you said, I'm going to go make a life for myself. There's better out there for me. And that, and not just meaning about a person, but you're looking at your goals. You're looking at how beautiful life is in the world with the right people. You know you're being divinely guided here, and you can feel it inside your spirit here. And you're getting your peace back. You're getting into a very, very happy place here, Scorpio, that you know that you deserve, that someone tried to take away from you. And they did. They tried to take away from your Empress energy, and there you are. You're rebuilding as the Empress, and you're taking into the account that you cannot afford yourself to be in this Five of Cups, the disappointment, sadness, and you're saying, okay, it happens to everybody, you know? Okay, so you are refilling your energy up here. You are becoming back to the Empress level that you always are, or you always will be. So you still got some work here to do, but your happiness is the most important. Your energy's coming back, Scorpio. You're living your best life. You're out there doing what you got to do, and nothing's stopping you, you know. And this person was very, you know, the Devil card showed up in like a toxic energy. And the Wheel of Fortune, this person really tried to do a number on you, and you called it, you're starting to recognize it. So you might be in a situation right now that I will never, ever, ever, and this is what I hear, I am never, ever, ever, with the Wheel of Fortune, going back to someone who puts me in cycles. They show me once or twice, that's it. I mean, one time is really too many, because who does that? Do you do that, Scorpio? Probably not, okay, but this person does. So this is how you see the abnormal, the back and forth, the wishy-washy. You're looking for an Emperor. You're out of, and I hope I'm teaching you in the energy of the Empress. You know, see here you are, Empress, Scorpio. This is who, male or female, you deserve. If you're an Emperor, you deserve the Empress. Someone who's mature, someone who's nurturing, loving, like you are, who's a giver. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for somebody to come in here and play with you like a knight. You know, you got to separate the understanding of this, you know, and how to cut it off when you do see it. King of Cups, awesome. So we see the King of Cups here. This might be you, but let's see here. You're waiting on somebody who's bringing you peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness, okay? And that's what's going to change the outcome of if you're going to be in a relationship, which I don't see you doing right now, but you are out in the world. You are saying, you know what, I'm going to find my person one day. Might not be tomorrow, might not be next week. But I need to definitely, if I'm going to be with somebody, it's not going to be somebody who hates women or hates men. It's going to be somebody who's leveling up like I am. I am the Empress. I am the Emperor. And that's who you're looking for in that true soulmate. That's the only way you're going to restart any type of relationship with somebody. They're going to have to be very, very aligned with you in the Four of Wands. All right, it's Four of Cups. Yeah, you're definitely waiting on this person. But this past person is very upset and rejected, and you're realizing what the good, you know, who's right for you and who's not. There's the Lover's card there. All right, so you're recognizing, when I said that, you're recognizing who this true soulmate is. This is not somebody who wishy-washy, plays game, make you fight for them, make you chase them, ignores you, goes off and disappears and gets somebody else and puts you in third parties. That's not your true person. That, I don't know, that's psycho, you know. Your true person is going to bring you peace, love, and happiness. They're not playing any games. They're not out here ignoring you. They're building with you. They see you. They're happy to see you. They're happy to talk to you on the phone or happy to hear from you. But whoever this person was, this past person really had a problem with you because you're too mature. But they did want a relationship with you. And you just said, nope, you're not mine. And those boundaries came very strong on you right here. Ooh, there's Strength card again. So the Strength card, you're recognizing inside yourself, you're becoming really, really strong about who you are and what you want to have in your life, Scorpio. But yeah, this past person is not, you're like, no, I don't need you. Tower moment. So let's see what the surprise Tower moment means. You might be going back in your tower. You might be struggling with some things, but at the same time, you might be in isolation to heal yourself, to prepare yourself for the best person. Yeah, next time you're going to get it, your money here. So maybe there's a part of you that might be concerned about money, how things are going to go. Maybe that's the end of it. But you may have lost a job. But manifest here, Scorpio, manifesting. Everything's going to work out in your favor, okay? Everything works out for you. The Hierophant's here. A spiritual teaching. There's that Five of Cups again. So I'm going to take that out over there. There's something here. You might be disappointed because you really thought some people, you're really, really learning a lot here, Scorpio. Now, this past person, you know this past person's upset. Like, ooh, they messed with a third party, hurt your heart, and got sad. That's their energy over here. Not speaking to you, giving you the cold shoulder. Yeah, who cares? And still playing around like a little child. Yeah, that person. That person, this is your person's energy. They're very cold-hearted right now. They're very defensive. They're very disappointed. You know why? Because you are standing in the Queen of Wands. They do feel like you were a good match for them. They felt like they could match your passion, your energy. But there's the other part of the Four of Wands they could not give you, Scorpio. You know, maybe they gave you that passion, that emotion, you know, spiritual connection, that soulmate energy. But did they give you emotional stability? Did they give you mental energy? Did they take care of your feelings? If the answer is no, they're not your person. Did they take care of you mentally? Are they able to solve problems? Are they able to communicate their issues? Do they understand when you communicate, or do they run off? Okay? And you got the financial over here. So are they financially able and responsible to take care of you, and you do the same? So both of you had to come in with the Four of Wands. But here, you know, this energy makes me feel like you were given that, you know, but now you're not. You're like, I'm going to wait. I know my person's out there. So you're looking in this energy, but this person here is realizing you were a good match with them, and maybe you were in a soulmate energy here in the past, but we meet a lot of different soulmates. But this person's disappointed, and they're not speaking to you, and they're really doing a lot of thinking about you, Scorpio. Now, I don't know if this person is toxic or sex. I think you shocked this person when you met them. Tell me about this person's energy. What's the next step for this person's energy? You ask this person, you know what it is? You're requiring this person to level up if they want to have anything with you ever again. Now, I know you don't want this past person, but if they didn't cheat, yeah, this person's making some plans here. They might be working, but they are in this energy of thinking about you, talking about you. They might be talking about to some friend about you, how pretty you are, how handsome you are. And they're trying to decide here if they want to give up their bachelorhood or their single life for you. Because you're requiring a commitment here. And you're like, if you can't give me a commitment and be exclusive, that's the key word, Scorpio. 2 words you need to make sure you understand in a relationship. Exclusive and commitment. Those two go together. You can have a commitment. There's people that's married out here running around, you know what I mean, cheating and lying. You got to say, I'm exclusive one-on-one. Are you ready to just be with me, or you still want to entertain other people? You know, no open relationships. Scorpios do not deal with open relationships. It's either or. But see, that person's still a knight. This person still is not mature enough for you, Scorpio. That's what it is. Yeah, you transform out of this. And that's what you're making this person level up. And you're keeping a breakup going because, or keeping your distance away from this person at arm's length. Because they see you walking away from them. They sure do. Because they want you to keep you in the energy of, and you know they were playing around or trying to get some sexual off of you, and you said no. Now, if you did say yes to them, they're thinking about that, and they feel like they could just use you as convenience here. But you figured that out, that they're using you for convenience, and you're just killing that situation altogether. And they feel like you have walked away. So let's see what's coming out in your outcome with this energy, Scorpio. But you're over here. Think about your money, your goals, and building your happiness, building your dreams. And you're not looking for a relationship here, because now you're starting to understand what it requires for a emperor and a empress to be together, the real person that you're desiring. A restart here, a real soulmate. And I do feel like here, Scorpio, in the end of things, you're manifesting somebody great, and you're not going back to, you're being very strong here in your soul, in your spirit. It's the spirit of the spiritual teachings here. You're definitely not letting nobody play with you, but you are looking at your happiness here as someone that, you know, what you deserve, okay? All right, so that's, you're taking this break, you're isolated. Take this time, go enjoy your single life, be peaceful, be happy, and wait till the right person. When I say the right person, they can bring you peace, they can bring you something on the table, they can bring, you know, but these people, there's a lot of men out there that hates women. There's a lot of women who hates men. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that group of people, because I listen to reels, and it just astounds me how many men out there really hates women. When I say they hate women, they're like, oh, I'm better off single. I don't want to be married. I just want to use them. You know, I read these comments because it is true. And then there's some women out there the same way. But if you're not in those categories, and you can stay single, you can stay single. Stay single like a Pringle if you want. But this is from someone, if you're going to, now what I'm saying is, if, the big if you want a relationship one day, even if you want to be single right now, and you're enjoying your peace, you're enjoying your beauty of waking up when you want to and going to sleep when you want to, male or female here. But if you want a relationship, saying, I hope one day I can find a good person, but they're going to have to be like me. They're going to have to align as a giver, not a taker, not a convenience, not playing with my feelings. But I feel like here, this is your energy, Scorpio. You are in this Hierophant energy. Now, you might be watching as a cross watcher. You might have Scorpio in your placement, and this connects with you too, okay? But right now, you're in a happy place. You're staying by yourself until, I do feel like you say, I'm going to stay single until somebody proves me wrong. Or they have to be so strong. They have to, here's the words that's coming. Hold on. They're going to have to be so great. They're going to be, to be able to change your single life. Okay? That's what I feel. Now, you are recognized as sweetness, because, and what I taught people on the Four of Wands here, you know, Queen of Cups, Kings or Queens, that first King of Swords, that King of Wands needs to come first. You know, King of Wands depends on the energy around it, but the King of Swords, and then the King of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Okay, you need those four. Okay, the first one should be protected. You should protect yourself in the King of Swords or the King of Wands. You should have boundaries. But that third one definitely needs to stay in the third place. Okay, your money, your finances, your house, your livelihood. Okay, that needs to be protected. Now, you might share and all that, unless you're financially rich and you have millions of dollars in the bank. That's another story. But the Queen of Cups or the King of Cups, however you, if you're male or female, Cups energy here. But that last cup of love should be given last. So when they get through these cups, you are in the Four of Wands. Okay, so think about that, Queen. That's what I was talking about: mental, emotional, financial, spiritual energies. Stop dealing with pages. Stop dealing with people who can't serve you. Okay, when I say serve you, it's like to love you and give, reciprocate. There's people out there. Yeah, you got a headache about something here. You're like, God, I don't even know if I want a relationship ever again. But some of you, but again, you know, it might be too early. You might be enjoying your single life. I've been single for 13, 14 years. And I tell myself the same thing, you know, and I'm picking up on this energy. Yeah, lots of pages here and Knights. But you are coming up in this Empress. And I do feel like in that Ace of Swords energy, you're doing a lot of heavy thick. There's your Empress energy. Stand in the Empress energy. This is what you're, you know, when that vibration of you changes, Scorpio, you're able to attract in the Magician, the person that you want, the things you want, okay? But if you have this yuck energy around you, toxic, doing bad things, guess what's going to happen to your life? Yeah, your life is going to go down too. Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. So this person is, and like not settling for less, you know, and you might be expecting somebody to apologize or somebody to, I felt like I had two cards, somebody to apologize to you, or but something in here you've been dealing with people in relationships that's not even on your level, Scorpio. They're really not. Ten of Cups. You have you are in your complete cycle of happiness here. I do feel like you're looking back and like, why did I even settle for less? I don't even know either, Scorpio. I can't answer that. But Five of Swords, Knight of Wands in the reverse, you're like, Knights give me a headache. They give me grief. They give me stress. Five of Swords, I'm not fighting with these people anymore. You know, they're going to bring me calmness and peace. If not, they got to leave my life. Knight of Wands mean you're not accepting anybody to come in your life, any pages or any knights. And you're waiting, you know, playing you as an option. You're not going to be nobody's option here, Scorpio. Nope. Because you're the, say it with me, Empress. You are the, hello, Empress or Emperor. So remember, your soulmate of the person you attract is going to be this. You're leveling yourself up, Scorpio, and no more dealing with knights, no more dealing with pages. But this person over here is, you know, if this is a past energy or somebody that you might be meeting and you're kind of evaluating, you're observing them and all that kind of stuff, keeping your spidey senses on, Scorpio. But you're like telling yourself, what can you do? And you're like, next, you know. But this person's energy feels like they better step up, because they know when they came in your life as a knight, you walked away from this. You're like, bye, sayonara, hasta luego. And you're like this. And this person's trying to match your energy here, Scorpio. Now, I don't know who this is, who that's for. And, you know, it might be two things here, but whoever you meet, or if it's somebody from the past, they definitely want to restart this relationship with you. They're trying to level up because there's something that you have said to them, like you're not, and maybe they felt like you're too high for them on the high level again. You're the Empress, and you need a king, you know. A king, you got to have at least a king to turn into the Emperor here. You can't turn into a king Emperor or Empress on a page or not level. Have you ever seen that in history? You know? But anyway, I don't know. But this person's trying to level up with you because there's something you said and you walked away because you snatched your energy and said, oh no, I'm not going back down that road with somebody like that again, because you're recognizing maybe this past energy that you had before this person had taught you something, and you're recognizing some traits in this person, like they don't know how to problem solve. They just disappear when you have a problem. You're like, nope, I'm not dealing with nobody like that. But I think both of you are trying to come in. This person is trying to go from a knight to a king, mature, because there's something because you walked away, and this is making that person level up. If not, they have to stay out of your life, because you're not going to settle for less, Scorpio. You're just not. You're not settling for less no more. You're not settling for pages and knots anymore. Let me hear it in the comments, okay? But again, if you'd like a personal reading, reach out to me at angelguidance@gmail.com and give me that thumbs up if this resonated for you. Remember, I'm here on Angel Guidance Tarot, here on YouTube only. YouTube only, YouTube only, YouTube only. All right, so thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. And if you'd like to make a donation, please do so at the links in PayPal below and Venmo. Okay, they're all below to help my dogs on their journey, staying healthy. They get vitamins, you know, and vets, and yeah, so. But thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing all of you. But remember, the special of the personal readings face-to-face ends on Tuesday, so make sure you get your reading set up before then, because it is expensive for me. And by the time I explain it to a couple of people, you know, by the time you send the money, by the time I transfer, those people got their fees already. Plus I have to pay tax, and then I have to pay YouTube, you know, all kind of stuff. So YouTube takes their part. Don't think they don't. So so anyway, with that being said, okay, so thank you so much, Scorpios, for supporting me. Thank you for, and I do the personal readings just for my dogs only. And of course they help you too, but you know, my fur baby, so that's where the money goes, and it's saved in a little vet account, I call it. So thank you so much for helping me with my pets. I really believe they appreciate that as well. Thank you for all the beautiful heart you are. Stay beautiful. Go out there and enjoy your day. Keep your keep your head high and your chin up, and you do what's best for Scorpio. Okay, you hear me, Scorpios? Do what's best for you, and you cannot settle for less ever, 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 ever again. Okay, take care. See you in the love and light. Bye bye.